Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Jill and Bill, the Sheffield Antique Show. I was just playing with a cute little, well, I don't know if he's cute. He's very tribal looking. He's looks like he's all business going to some kind of event. Let's see, he's only 195 bucks. He's kind of cool. Anyway, he's right here in 221. Right when you come in the store, he caught my attention because he was all like, hey. You never know what you're going to find here. Come on, let's see what else there's to be found. What do we have here? Wow. Indiana, 1967. You can get a little car tag for a bunch of them here for under 20 bucks. And, you know, it's kind of fun to hang on your wall. Or maybe I've seen people like make little birdhouse roofs and things with those. So that's kind of fun. But there they are right here in 436 in the front of the store. And we were just going this way. We're going this way. And look, well, I think we know we're just about at 4th of July again. So that means pretty much summer is here. So if you're out there with your face melting off and everything, it's because summer's here. So that's the fun theme of the year is it's already here. So, What is that? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Oh, it's Star Wars dish towels? Now, who would have ever guessed? This is booth number 66, and you can get, these themed dish towels. So this is Pooh. Pooh, it sounds like a good reason to be cleaning up your kitchen. I've said that a few times when I walked into my kitchen. So those are kind of fun. Never seen anything quite like that. And, oh, look at this. A little soap pad. So you put your soap up there and then maybe, I'm not sure what happens down here, but that's kind of a cute little deal. A vintage soap pad container. I guess it contains a little, I don't know, like the little, you know those little miniature soaps that you get at the hotels? Would they just fit perfect right in there? Maybe? Okay, I don't know. How often do you have those? I don't know. So there it is. Cute little blue and white deal. Oh, and look at this. The little bunny. For only $29.95. He is cute. Looks like he's shaving down a little carrot or something to eat there. Looks like he's just kind of taking it easy. Having a little bunny conversation with you. He is cute. And he's sitting right here. You get a couple little books here. The Constitution. That goes along with 4th of July, doesn't it? That might be kind of fun reading. That whole book. It's definitely a vintage book. And it's all gold bound, gilded. Pretty. A documentary and narrative history. Well, there's plenty of people that don't know anything about that. So that could be interesting. Look at a little set of library steps with a little cute for $2.19. I mean, that is, for being a little vintage find, that's pretty cool. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm afraid of heights. Even the third, I think my teeth would be chattering. It would be, oh, look. It's a little puppy. Now, he's like a little porcelain. He's got a little mark here. Let's see. Eyes on here. He is. And so he is made in England. I do say, I was made in England, and here I am, sitting on this book in booth number 66. A little blue and white teapot. How cute. Japanese teapot with infuser, $28.50. Wow. I don't think you could get a better deal than that if you went to, like, you know, Pier 1 Imports. Is Pier 1 even still open anymore? I don't know. I think they're done. Oh, look at that. It's a very vintage hunting dog. Well, that is a neat vase. $59.95. That is a neat little vintage piece there. How cute is that? Got a green and white plate. Yeah, well, let's see what else we can find on aisle G. G. Wow. Gee, look at this. Gee. Look at all of this brass, and if I go sideways really carefully, I can get in here and you can see what I see. And this tag says Glory Be. Okay. Anyway, that was really bad. So that hangs this way. Oh, it's like a little pitcher. You know, one of those old pumps. Like, you know, when I was a real little kid, I remember we had one at a house in Illinois, and it was my brother and I out there trying to pump water to the dogs, and it was freezing cold and took us a while, but something like this, it wasn't near as cute. Who would ever think that that would be a picturesque kind of a thing, but it is. So, sculpted wall hanging, only $19.95, but that's definitely vintage. So you're going to find a lot of little vintage things here at the Glory Be booth. You're going to find some cute little things. A little bunny votive. Yeah, and then, oh, how many of you remember these when we were kids? A vintage canister set. Remember this design? I mean, okay, it's taped on there, which is a good idea. But I mean, that's the milk glass from, gosh, that design is from a while ago. Anyway, you'll find the 4-piece canister set right here in 330 on G at Glory Be. And I am going to step out of here carefully without destroying anything. That, wow. I got sidetracked. Set of 12 rose dessert plates. Okay, we're moving along now. Oh, look at this. He's like either, maybe he's like, you know, doing that orchestra thing, maybe. He's like, dun 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 dun, or not. Maybe he's Darth Vader and he's about to say, Luke, go with the dark fools. Maybe something like that. And then, oh, you got this Stealth Ops black boat here, and it's only $7 to go stealth. Oh, you didn't see that. Nobody saw that. I just dropped an outboard motor, and nothing bad happened. Everything is okay. I'm going to put this outboard. I'm going to reinstall this outboard motor right now. I'm going to put this outboard motor on right here. I'm going to put this outboard motor down with this stealth boat right now, right there. And then I'm going to move over to a tank because I didn't do enough damage with that. This is just a little more fun. So you can get yourself a cool little tank there. Oh, it's like one of those friction toys. That's pretty cool. And there's your G.I. Joe tank. I think we all know about G.I. Joe there. There's his tank. Because even G.I. Joe needs a tank. You know, that'd be kind of cool sometimes when you're like in really thick traffic. You wouldn't be for very long, would you? It'd be really flat traffic. Anyway, that was booth 103, and there's always fun stuff to, literally, I mean, it's all right there. So, we got this is, I think they call this the tobacco leaf print. Yeah, tobacco leaf print. So the plates, look at that. You get the whole set there. Isn't that pretty? You can get your real fancy napkins. Boy, what a fun picnic table you could set up with that. This is booth 104, yeah, on the very back of G. To the right. To the right. We're going this way. And then, look at these. Look at these. This is neat. Neat stuff. These are leather chairs, and it's $350 for the set. Set of 4? Really? These are fabulous, and they're in excellent shape. I mean, you can see the wood on the back and the little cross piece on the bottom and the way the legs are. There's nice sturdy chairs. For $350 for the set, I mean, you could pay that for a new ugly crummy. Real leather, too. Yeah, that's real leather. Yeah. And a cute little settee here. For antiques, here we go. So for $6.98, you got a mahogany. This is Victorian. It's a little salon settee. You got that beautiful damask upholstery on there. And it looks like it's fairly original. So that's in excellent condition, this rounded curved wood. What artistry it took to produce furniture back then. But wow. And I promise, once you get this home, you can sit on it all you want. You can, this doesn't go with it. Right, 207 right on the back of H's. Okay. And we're moving on. We are gonna do, oh, red and white, look at these. So $32 for this Italian handled serving tray. So what would you put in here? It's like, would you care for an asparagus? An asparagus? An asparagus? It's just getting worse, isn't it? Anyway, I've never seen a little dish that had a handle on it. It's got some special meaning, but having never gone to finishing school, I couldn't tell you exactly how to use this piece. So I'll set it back down with its other little pieces that match. Now that I am familiar with. That's where you get your taters. Pretty stuff. Oh, and isn't this just ducky? Oh, he's heavy. So this is like an iron duck head. I mean, that is heavy. I mean, that's got to be 10 pounds, a 10-pound duck head. I bet you didn't think you'd find that at Sheffield today. But he has kind of a neat little vintage patina to him. And here's the other one. He's just as heavy. Says Captain Harry Job's cast iron duck head bookends. So $69.50, you're going to get the set. So there they are. That's a ducky little set. And they will not let your books fall over, that's for sure. Wow, what's this? A man walks into a bar. And I guess you put this on your bar and, well, anyway, it's definitely a conversation starter, or at least a good place to start a whole lot of jokes. Like, how many jokes? Anyway, let's go. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, how are you today? Good to see ya. So then, if you need a tool, have you seen these saws? So, I mean, you're going to find some old vintage tools. These are the real deal. These are the things that what was this, ice? I don't know, maybe some of you know, you could put it in the comments. Is that an ice lifter thing? Can you imagine? It's like, hey, you talk about working for a living. Gee whiz, that is amazing to think of somebody doing that. So then you got your punches. I guess it's an old iron punch, yeah. You could punch a bunch of stuff with that. You could poke somebody with it too. Not a weapon. I do not advocate for any kind of violence with any of these tools. Look at that. That thing still works just as smooth as the day it was made. I guess. I wasn't around when it was made, but it probably is. Only $38 little for that. A little grinding wheel. And if you were to put that up somewhere, I mean, you don't have any electric going to it. It's just, that is a nice little tool. And it's right here, and this booth is $7.55, yeah. In the back of J. Right in the back of J. Wait a minute, is this one of those things that you... Oh, it's a blowtorch. Wow. Yeah, that is a serious deal right there. I mean, you could hang that up, and it's got all the little tools with it. And that is only $38. I think a new blowtorch would probably cost you more than that. Yeah. Wow. So, got your little bottles and odds and ends. Here's a antiperspirant. Check. Deodorant cream. Did you bring your deodorant? Check. It's right there. Well, cream, I don't know about that. how that all works out, but there it is. Yep, got your 4th of July things. It's well, of course, this is kind of something to put in your home all the time. This is kind of something near and dear to the heart. Pretty cool. Let's see, St. Nicholas Illustrated. I didn't know there was such a book. Look at that, St. Nicholas Illustrated. And that is a, boy. Okay, well that is a very interesting book. And it's here with Worthington's Annual. Wow. So there's some very old books here. You're going to be able to find all kinds of really antique books if you like that kind of thing. And I do love that kind of thing. Why Peter Rabbit's ears are long? Because he's listening to everybody. His ears are long, he's listening. Do you ever get the feeling that Peter Rabbit might be listening to you when you have your cell phone on? Or off? Or in the drawer? And you pick it up and all of a sudden, yeah, it's like Peter Rabbit's listening to you. That's why, see? Now we know who's doing it. So, oh, look at that. One of these ladies, somebody was just asking. So she is 75. She is, let's see, Napco ware. The real deal. Got the little vase, the lady's head vase, their little jewelry and everything. That's, boy, is that vintage. And she is sitting right there in case you want to come and get her. That's a very collectible. Oh, shoe spats. Are you kidding me? I am not kidding you right now. These are wool shoe spats. The real deal. So if you really want to dress up and look the part, these are really cool. Only $12 little. Yeah. They're right here. They are cool. Yep.
Actually, I think they went back further than that.
Oh, maybe. Those are awesome, though. There's a little tie rack. Look at this. Oh, here is a bucket of trumpets. It's kind of like next door here at the tea house. They have a box of crumpets. Well, right here is a barrel of trumpets. And all right, I'll stop the trombones. Yeah, those things. Oh, look at this. Man, when I was a kid, that's what police cars looked like. And in Memphis, that's, well, anyway. Well, things are kind of rough sometimes. The streets that we have around here, a few potholes. That's what happens. You know, you're going to need a...
Doesn't have any review mirrors.
Yeah, you don't have any review mirrors and your bumper's falling off and stuff. But, you know, hey, that's... One day they are going to fix those potholes. I know it. I know it. Or I can keep telling myself that. Here's Goldflex. Okay. This is a very old box. I've got some index cards in there. And $65 little. That is a real deal. Very cool. Very cool. Look at this. So this is an old grinder. I mean, we saw a little grinder a few minutes ago, but this one, so you put your nutmeg or whatever you're wanting to grind there for $24 little. I don't think you could buy a new one at one of the, I would call them the big box stores, but anymore I'm going to call them the big junk stores. Because they sell you all that stuff that just, you know, you take it home and it's just a piece of junk and it falls apart in a day. Here's a little Napco duck, an actual Napco duck for $12 little. Wow. I know where some duck heads are, if you want to go meet them. That sounds more like a threat, isn't it? Isn't he cute? Nice little picture. He's in great shape, too. Neato. Well, we could, yeah. What is this thing? This is some kind of a thing. It's a number 3. It's a number 3 press, as is. Not complete. Maybe that's why I didn't know what it was, because it's not complete. Right. Well, anyway, I don't know. It pressed something and did something with things. But it's mounted to this board, and it is ready to go be a conversation starter for, let's see, GM, genuine parts, hydraulic valve tappet assembly. Hydraulic valve tappet assembly for $8. I have a feeling that you'd pay a lot more for that if you went to actually, well, I don't want to mess this box up. But whatever that is, it's a tappet assembly. That is pretty cool. Hydraulic valve right there. That's probably one of those things one of you out there in YouTube land probably needs one for your old tractor. It's like if only I could find an old GM tappet assembly, and there it is in Sheffield right now, and you don't even know because you didn't come into Sheffield, but you are now, right? You're gonna. And then we got look at this, 1983 National Appaloosa Youth Show. Wow. I don't know if you can get a close-up, Bill, but this is hilarious. He looks like he's got hives on him because he's a bronze, so they don't have any color. So they just actually raised the spots on his back and around his rump so you could know that he's an Appaloosa. Either that or he backed into a beehive. That's what it looks like. Okay. Appaloosas, you know, they're a different thing altogether. Here are your stereo optic cards. Look at that. Look at there's a whole set of them here. A stereoscope. See, this is the old way of viewing 3D things. That's not for sale. This little device is not for sale because that's how you look at these cards, which is a pretty neat thing to be able to do. There is just more things here than meets the eye. So this is a very old copper, and I mean this is hand forged and hand punched out artwork. It looks like some guys hunting a bear, or the bear's hunting them, or there's something going on there. Probably that's why they needed a beer this size when they got back, because let me tell you what happened to us today out in the forest. Yep, you're gonna need a beer after that. Look at this. What's an old kerosene can? That is a kerosene can. Ding, ding, ding. I'm a winner. And it's only $55 little, and he's really in good shape. Still got the little top with the spout. Really hard to find those still with the jar intact and whatnot. Very cool. Very, very cool. What's the story with this thing? I have got to see what is going on here. So this, okay, you guys in YouTube land, what is going on here? What kind of a thing, press?
Part of vice.
I guess.
A wood vice.
Well, my advice is, if you need a vice, to get this vice. That is really cool. The ingenuity behind stuff like that, that is really cool. Hey, you need a little help with your outfit there, Missy. You kind of, well, you're looking very vintage, we'll say that. Look at this thing, a pump Oregon. And it's Hamilton, made in Chicago, USA. Wow. Look at this. It's got all the original little levers you pulled to make all the cool sounds. And
it goes way up to the top.
Yep. That is neat. It's got the original beveled mirror in there. It's only $275. Somebody is going to love this for that much. That's a little bit of a job to move it, but what a beautiful, beautiful piece of furniture, let alone a really neat piece of history. Because, I mean, that used to be the stereo in the house, is somebody had to be able to play, and somebody had to be able to make the butter, too, which is the thing that you can do right here. And that is the original crock with that. That is cool. Wow. You don't often see them all, I mean, every once in a while you see a butter crock, or, a butter churn. And you put the milk in there and you wait for it, I guess the cream rises to the top, and put the cream in there, and you get somebody to churn the butter, and hopefully, I guess what, by the end of the day, you would have butter. I don't know, but that is pretty cool. That is a piece of history. So we got a hat box here, yeah. This back in the day, you'd have a place to put your hat. Pretty cool. Wow, don't drop the lid. Oh my goodness. Can't take me anywhere. Not even Sheffield. All right, got your patterns here. How cool is that? A real deal. I remember Mom sewed all of our clothes when we were little kids off of patterns just like this. And here they are now in Sheffield, ready for you to find. In the back here at $7.55. So let's go see what else there is to see. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Here's a bright, cheerful, colorful, fun thing. A little macaw parrot. Macaw, only $47.95. And this is dealer 59. We're on the back of K now, but he is really, and I love the way he's displayed here with these plates, with all the color and everything. That is a lot of fun. Very cheerful, bright look you could have there. And then your vintage little kitty vase here. Let's see, it just says vintage, but I would venture a guess he's probably a collectible from, I don't know, back in the 50s or 60s. And he's just sitting right there. So, oh, another parrot. He's a 2-can? Maybe he's a 3-can. Maybe he's got a family in 4 or 5-can. He's only $24.95.
At least he can.
He can. He's an I-can bird. He's got, oh, look at this. We got these little kind of wrens at my house, and they get into the barn and they want a nest in there. And they have these little babies, and they call to them. And the little babies jump out of the nest. They're like, come this way, come this way. It's like, well, you dingleberry, you had your little egg family in a barn, and now they have to fly in order to get out. Maybe they do that for a reason. They're like, if you can't fly to get out of the barn, then I'm leaving you here. If you're not out of the barn in 20 minutes, you're staying. Here's a pretty mirror. It's all carved wood. And only $99.95. What a beautiful, beautiful pop. You know, a accent piece that is. That's beautiful. Okay. Then, wow. Got some, it's a cast iron plant pot. That is only 59 little dollars. Oh, that won't be here long. If you like this kind of thing, you better jump in and scoop that thing up, because that isn't going to be here for very long. Not for 59 bucks. What a neat look this dresser has. So they got 625, 9 drawer. That's a big dresser. But what a neat vintage kind of patina look that has on it. I love that. Yeah. 184 at the back of K. Yeah. So we're gonna, wow. Oh, it's a soft little sweater. And I do mean little, little sweater is what I meant. Say, oh, and let me grab a little sweater before we leave. That's little. At least for me it is. Oh, how pretty. Oh my goodness. Got your fun color jewelry here. And that's, well, it's like a, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a peacock type of thing. But oh, how fun. Turquoise, if you like that color. It's all right here in booth 72 in the back of L. How pretty is that? And some people are getting into the business of the holidays a little early. Or is it early? Because, I mean, if you think about it, the year is already half over, isn't it? So maybe if you're just a little bit early, well, at either rate, you'll always be able to find some vintage Christmas things if you come in and look around. They're always here.
Hobby Lobby, they have theirs out.
Oh yeah, they yeah. It's not, you know, people say, oh, it's just too early to think about Christmas. No, trust me, it's a warning. It's a warning, because it's coming right too quick. Let's go see what's in the mid-century booth. Some of you guys really like the mid-century stuff, and there happens to be a bunch of it here. From these really neat pedestal looking chairs. You can get a mid-century tie. Remember when they were all big and thick like that? And you got your, let's see, let's find something that's really, really like, oh boy. Do you have a sweater like that when you were a kid? Well, you might not have, but I think we did. I think we got handed down by all the hand-me-down stuff, which we had tons of. Look at this little macrame wall hanging thing. You remember when those were all the rage? It's just $48 little dollars for that. And I'll tell you what, I don't think I'd even bother to try to put one together for that much. That's art. We're in 388, and this is the very corner, the back corner of the store if you go around to the right. Wow. Now some of you are into horses because, you know, I understand how that is. That's pretty. The turquoise with the little horse heads on it. That's a fun piece. Got your cute little perfume box. So, again, this is going to be, there's more stuff here than you could shake a stick at, even an antique stick. But we're going to let you go here, and we hope you've enjoyed just cruising around and seeing a few things here today at the Sheffield Antique Show. So yeah, press the little like button, wherever that happens to be. Just over my head. I don't know, maybe it's down. Anyway, you can find it because it's right there on your screen in front of your eyeballs. Thanks for coming along, and until next time, this is Jill and Bill signing out and saying so long, see you later. Bye-bye.